Cosplay, gaming, costumes, celebrities, anime, and so much more. All these things come into making of a convention. But what goes on behind closed doors? How are these costumes made? And what does the community think on these conventions as a whole right now? In this first part of my documentary series, I'll be revealing some of my findings as well as showing off some of the interviews I've had the pleasure of doing, such as Ian Anthony Edwards, Scandalorian, Mike Higgs, David MSC, Paisley and Sophie, and of course, the legendary Spencer Warden. So sit back and relax, but first... So, who am I? I'm Scandalorian, your host of the most. I'm also known as Ben. I'm a cosplayer, I make films, I make props, and now I'm making documentaries, which is what this is today. So, basically, this is Tevana. This is my Be the Dragon, who, if you haven't noticed yet, is actually my logo, as I'll put up here with my finger magic. Yes. So that's the logo that I actually inspired from Tevana, which you got my mum to thankfully make for me. So yeah, basically, this is my documentary. As you've probably gathered from the narration beforehand, and as you could probably tell, this is my room right now. So I've got me props, all my stuff. Props are over there, all in pieces, the Scandalorian way. Yeah, so basically I started cosplay back in 2016, but my first cosplay experience was in Manchester when I was 12. I met two lovely ladies in a queue, and they told me that you're not doing it right and you won't enjoy it that much unless you're in costume. And so yeah, I really remember that I took it to heart. They were dressed as Disney princesses. I was geeking out a little bit. Being the 12-year-old me I was, the costumes are just absolutely fantastic. And in 2016, I started as a Star Wars character called Starkiller, which is right here. For a brief moment, I will put up the picture of it with my editing magic again, abracadabra. So yeah, basically, I went from there to a few other costumes, which I'll flash along the screen now. And now I'm currently taking a dip into what the cosplay community has to offer, interviewing different people like Spencer Warden, Mike Higgs, David. But this isn't just the first one. I'm going to make multiple because I feel like I haven't covered enough people in the short time, and I need to interview more organisers, more traders, and different cosplayers that I've added to my list. So without further ado, I will give my first interview while I just rescue Tevana from a bath. Okay, so you're new to cosplay, you've only just got into the past year. This is Scandalorian, the Mandalorian, also known as my protege. So what got you into cosplay?
Well, I've always wanted to do cosplaying, but I've never really had a reason to, or had too much funding to do so. But as I started to get into college, meeting new people, getting more confident, I just wanted to try it, and it's a new avenue for me.
Did you find looking for secondhand or cheaper stuff benefited your costume?
Yeah, I would think it would benefit it quite a lot. I don't really mind about box condition or anything. It just depends on the condition of the actual product.
So what have you bought and painted up to stylize your character and bring them to life?
Well, I've used a spray paint from Warhammer, 40k. Yeah, using that on a prototype Boba Fett helmet. Gone through several layers of gold, dark grey, and all that. Weathering it as well. Off eBay, as in secondhand, like earlier. I've used the Boba Fett armor as a template for mine. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So what Comic Cons are you looking forward to go to this year?
I would think any Comic Cons I can get my hands on.
Awesome, that's the spirit. Alright, thank you so much, Scandalorian.
Alright.
Also known as Tom. Thank you so much. Anyways, Tevana's alright. She fell over. So thank you, Tom, for being in my interview. I really appreciate when we cosplay, because his Mandalorian's going places. He's at where I was when I started my Mandalorian. And I'm helping every step I can to achieve his cos goals. Anyways, so the next person is a good friend of mine and an amazing dude. His name is Mike Higgs. So without further ado, Mike. Okay, so we're here with Mike Higgs, who is a trader who specializes in 3D printing statues.
Yeah.
So how did you get
characters.
exactly? So how did you get into 3D printing?
It all started for me about 18 months ago when my brother-in-law, who was a techie, was made redundant, and we were talking together to see how we could sort of jointly do something. I'd retired, and I had a little bit of funding from a pension, and he said, and he knew I was already interested in doing John Hammond appearances, and I said to him, "Can you make me some dinosaur pieces?" And he said, "Yeah, get me a printer, we'll do it." And 18 months later, we've got 4 printers and another one.
I remember when you was just starting out, so it was insane. Yeah. And you've really come really far. How do you find people interact with your products?
Fantastic. I mean, it's really, for me, it's been a marketing exercise for the last year, finding the right market. It's relatively niche, but certainly the opportunities are out there. And last year was a mixture of trial and error with different events, but this year I'm going to focus more on Comic-Cons. I
think it's great that you're cosplaying as well while you're actually selling. Jurassic Park, one of my favourites.
My mum used to say that I'd dress up for the opening in an envelope, and I've got a wardrobe.
You and me both, definitely. Oh, is there anything you want to plug?
No, not particularly. We're, as I say, we're looking towards. We're probably going to do the Bolton show next in a couple of weeks' time, and we're looking around for other venues that
awesome.
Are compatible with our products.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mike.
You're more than welcome.
I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Mike. Really appreciate it. I've tried to re-record this because I don't know how to say this, and it's hard getting the right words out. But this is Ian. He's our next person that I'm going to interview, or next person I have interviewed. He is raising money for Derrian House. Now, Derrian House is a children's charity which helps kids live out the final days. I'm trying to beat about the bush as much as I can, but they're a great charity who do quite a lot for kids in need. And Ian, the legend that he is going skydiving to raise money. So I'd really appreciate it if you click the link in the description and go show them some love, give a donation, and just cheer Ian on when he goes and does the skydiving, because I personally am so proud of him. Like, me skydiving would take 1,000,000 years. So, Ian, thank you for letting me interview you, and I really hope that this video can help you out so much with the way you've helped me out with my media projects. And I really hope that you do raise quite a lot, because what you're doing is absolutely phenomenal. And I wish you the best of luck. Without any further ado, here's Ian. So we got Naylor here. He's from Miniverses.
Ian Naylor.
Ian here. I'm terrible at butchering names. So basically, Ian's been around the scene for quite a while. He's
5 years.
About 5 years. He makes these amazing amazing displays, which I bought one right here. The Marvel Zombies. And he's the Spider-Man one. So, big apologies for interrupting you. I know how intense that was and how amazing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ian was about to get off the chair and smack me for butchering his name. I'm kidding. Jokes aside, I was unable to salvage a lot of that first bit of the interview, and I forgot to mention that this is in 3 different parts that I've had to salvage between, because the filming that I had in the shopping centre wasn't as good as I wished it to be, because I filmed it in a corridor and there was a lot of noise contamination there with screaming kids. So here's the rest of the video from what I could scrap, and I'll also add on to the end the actual final bit that we were supposed to do before the memory cut out on the phone, because unfortunately Ben was at full storage. Like I say now, I'm really hyping my comics. So that's mine. That is 100% mine.
Robert Kirkman, you know, created Walking Dead. He wrote the Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, he did.
Book 1 to 5.
He's doing the Marvel Zombies TV show as well.
Yeah, he's involved in that.
Yeah,
That'll be good to watch when that comes out. But
honestly,
you know, I hope it's good. I hope it's not going to be animated and rather see a proper film.
Yeah, same.
So I do love comic books.
Yeah, definitely.
it's helped me learn. I mean, I'm dyslexic, I'm dyspraxic. I started with comic books when I was in school because I was like, I can't read what they're shoving in my face.
Mice and Men, Romeo and
Oh,
Juliet,
don't even.
Cares was another big one. All of them things. I was the same. I was in high school. I'm 41 now, so many moons ago.
Yeah.
I was told reading comic books is not proper reading. Like you said, you had to be all these proper books in high school and you had to write stuff about them. I hated it. I can remember stuff because of the films. I used to read comic books. I've even brought this one here today. It's What If, Volume 2, issue 64. What if Iron Man sold out? This was what got me into superheroes. I'd read stuff before it, but this is the one that really piqued my interest. It's a what if. Basically, Iron Man sold out. It's got, from the cover, it looks kind of boring. Spider-Man's in it, Thor, Daredevil, Elektra, Magneto, all the mutants, nuclear bombs, Spider-Man, Cyclops is fantastic, Tony Stark, of course, is Iron Man. There's just so much going on. Everyone's got iron armor. This is what led me to go on to start collecting comic books properly, which was my very first comic was Amazing Spider-Man 400. That was the death of Aunt May, who it turned out to be a clone during the Clone Saga. Ever since then, that was at age 13 and 41. I still read Spider-Man now. I love everything about Spider-Man. Other things as well, but when it came to movies, Christopher Reeve's Superman.
Yeah, definitely.
I could watch that film. If I've not seen it in so long, you can hear that first few notes of the music. I can kind of feel the hair sort of raise an end. So Christopher Reeve's Superman was probably massive for me.
Yeah, I think my first comic was a Old Republic comics, the whole series that they did ages ago.
Dark Horse.
Yeah, it's by Dark Horse. I used to go to Quiggins before they closed it, and bought all my stuff from Liverpool. The first superhero movie was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. That was me growing up. And it's been one of the things that I've more embraced as I got older. It's like age like a fine wine. It's just got more better.
I think something about superheroes, it's giving you a story, it's giving you morals. We get pushed so much rubbish down our road. It's an escape. But basically, it's trying to do good.
Yeah.
If you follow it, it's a story about good and evil, right and wrong. Alright, it's over the top. But we all have to deal with things in our life as well, good, the bad.
Yeah.
Everything hits you in the face, there's nothing to superheroes. It's a good way to escape the real world, and especially the world we live in today.
Yeah, definitely.
There is so much bad in the world going on, and it's kind of hard to see the good things that do happen, and when they do happen, they mean so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I was telling you about Spencer Wilder before.
Yeah, I was going to lead on to your celebrity interactions.
But when it comes to celebrities, I think, treat them like people. Don't go up to them and be super nervous. I've seen people who are too scared to go up to them. I've met, almost every living Superman except for, it's all going on. I love Superman, so I get Superman everything. Yeah. But when it comes to certain interactions, I think it is just treat them like people. And they're great with you as well. Like Spencer Wilder you interviewed as well. Now, my son's name was Kal-El. He had a problem. He couldn't sit up on his own. He couldn't talk. He was strapped into a chair. We met Spencer Wilder at Comic Con. This is where I was a punter a few years back. I was training, but I wasn't training on this one. And we went up and we got talking to Spencer Wilder. We got his autograph, which was great. We started talking to him just as is, we did talk about things like dyslexia and other things as well. And he ended up saying, can he do one just for my son? So we signed another picture just for my son, to Kal-El, and forth with you and all that. And we were just about to leave because we couldn't be in the Comic Con for too long. Because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on for him. Just in and out. in and out, and then it was kind of, as we were leaving, we probably got about, 20 metres away, and he ran up to us and gave us a signed Darth Vader figure to Kal-El. I've still got that in a frame at home, it's on a wall.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my son passed away.
Apologies, people. I had to cut it off there because, unfortunately, the memory ran out and there was a woman laughing in a very inappropriate moment. With that said, you may have noticed that there was a little pink finger, a little pink splodge on the screen. I'd like to point out that is my friend Cal Disley, as you can see on screen right now. You can point the finger at him and blame him. But in seriousness, thank you for standing there for 10 minutes like a pillock while you record me, dude. Go check out his Instagram and his YouTube at Dizzo Photography. I'll have that in the link in the description so you guys can go give him a follow. Peace. On to the next clip.
So there you go.
Alright, hi again. Today we've been at St. Helens Sci-Fi Comic and Toy Fair. It's been a great day. I'm coming to talk about comic books and what got me into the industry in the first place. This was the very first comic I ever bought as a teenager. I bought it multiple times. This is not the exact issue. This is what got me into comics. What If Iron Man sold out? It's a fantastic one single story. Marvel are doing the What If. It's not going to be in that. But it's got Spider-Man, Thor, Cyclops, Magneto, Iron Man, loads of supervillains. It just drew me in. And ever since I was 13, I've been collecting comic books. I'm now 42. Everything is all down to this comic book. This is the fourth time I've bought this because it gets lost and sometimes I just want to read it. And you've seen me before, I was selling the frames. I love superheroes, everything superheroes. I get such a buzz of being here. The people are fantastic. Everyone you get to meet, everyone's lovely, friendly. And it's just one of them things where one of the best groups of people you could ever meet. They are fantastic. Everyone is so helpful, Got great organisers here today. It's been a fantastic day at St. Helens. I'd recommend it in the future. Comic books, it's a great hobby to get into. I discovered I was dyslexic when I was 29. I was told when I was young comic books are not reading. Now it's in schools and comic books get me through a lot. Mental health stuff as well. It's a weird thing. Being low, depressed, in mood. It's just something that can it's a great escape. I've had some good comic book sellers today as well, which is unusual for a Comic Con. But it's a great day. Highly recommend it. We've got a few coming up this year. It's going to be a big year, hopefully, for 2022. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, thank you so much, Ian, and I do apologise for last time when the memory did run out, unfortunately, which is why we're doing this now.
No worries, it happens.
Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Have a good one.
Thank you again, Ian. Really appreciate it. And apologies for the chaoticness. I really hope you get as much help as you can with your skydiving. Go check the description, give a donation, help them out as much as you can. So, moving on from that, it's quite a hard one to get through since that was hard. That was a good half an hour, but you've still got more to go. We're 18 minutes in. And the next up is David NSE, who let me record and interview two of the interviewers tonight, Mike Higgs and Ian. So here's a little bit of his perspective from an organiser's point of view. And, well, here you go.
Well, I'm here with David, who is an event organiser. We're here today at St. Helens Comic Book and Toy Fair. He's run events in the past, and I was just wondering, when you're making events, what are you looking out for? Is it consideration to cosplayers, or?
Yes, it's very much a case of thinking about the traders. Traders are very important. You've got to think about the age range of traders as well, because you've got young traders, young people, and you've got more older people. I'm not saying very elderly, but
yeah,
I think they do appreciate a ground floor venue, not something that's up a big staircase or in a lift or anything like that. And then, of course, you've got to look at the size of the venue. Is there enough tables to accommodate? Are the tables available at the venue?
Yeah.
So there's lots of things to take into consideration, including the advertising. Will they advertise for you? Will they put a banner up outside the venue? All these things come into place. Then there's the cost, of course. What do you think?
Well, no, I feel the same way. Oh, that's going to be bad for the video, but you know what, I'm keeping it in. ages ago I was on crutches, so I was at a venue which is 3 floors up, which just was not good for me. So I like ground floor venues and events like this. It's really small and quaint. The fact that you've had 5th Garrison, 99th Legion here today, Mos Eisley, and a few other cosplayers as well. It's really brought out, and the interaction. I was in costume myself. The interaction between people is incredible.
You're completely right. Cosplayers, it is cosplayers that make these events, apart from the traders, and we couldn't really do without them.
Exactly.
We've really enjoyed the 99th Garrison today, and members of other groups as well. Probably too many to mention, but they've all been fabulous.
So, just a quick intermission. Apologies, me being a stickler to my own editing skills. 2 clips didn't really blend well. Something happened off screen, which you couldn't really clip together. So I'm just going to use this moment before we get into the interview again to just talk about the groups there and the cosplayers. So we had 5th Legion, 99th Garrison, JC Entertainers, and the Droid Builders group, as well as a bunch of other cosplayers there who were absolutely fantastic. A big thank you to the 5th Legion, 9th Legion, and 99th Legion, and the Droid Builders, as well as JC, for making sure I was fed, watered, and my kit was repaired, because I had a bit of costume malfunctions that day, and they helped cover for me, so I really do appreciate it. It gave me such a wholesome sense of community being around you guys again, and my voice is going. So I really appreciate it. Honestly, there was some cosplayers there. There was a kid in a Predator suit that was makeshift from cardboard with Lego pieces. Absolutely fantastic. There was 2 girls that came in. One of them would drop the hat. I helped them get put the hat back in the entrance bit so they could find it. But again, absolutely amazing cosplayers from anime community. Fortunately, I haven't got any pics of them, so you just have to ramble on with me talking. But yeah, that's my short transition of a 1 minute 30. Back to the interview.
Okay, where were we?
Right. So yes, it's really wonderful to have the cosplayers. They've been fabulous because they made the event, and obviously make it a really good, exciting day and a good experience for the younger ones who bring the kids.
All right, well, thank you so much for agreeing to interview with me, and I really do appreciate David.
Thank you very much.
So, thank you so much.
Yes.
And what's your next Comic Con?
Well, it's not a Comic Con, remember, we're doing
Geek Markets,
yeah. Sci-fi comic and toy fairs. We do have a Comic Con at Wirral Comic Con, which is our only Comic Con this year, which is at the Floral Pavilion on the 1st and 2nd of May.
And that is the Star Wars
it's an
anniversary.
It's also an anniversary, that one, as a tribute to Star Wars 45 years.
Yes,
so
definitely.
Be there, don't miss it, or be square.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right,
I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, David. Really appreciate it. So, Floral Pavilion, if you can get there, get there. If you're watching this in the future and it's already passed, let me know how it was in the comments below. But with that said, you've heard from people who are quite experienced with conventions, but how about some people that are new? Paisley and Sophie were at Liverpool Comic Con when I was in my Kiryu costume, which you've probably seen, the big wings, the blue face. They were there with Hugh Baird College, the college that I'm at, doing this for. So basically, I interviewed them because I was going to go interview their tutor over what they found Comic Con like in Liverpool. And they decided that they'd step in. So here you go. Here's the interview with Paisley and Sophie.
Alright. So we have Paisley and Sophie here who have been attendees at Liverpool Comic Con in the past. And I'm assuming, was that your first Comic Con? Or?
That would be my 4th. It'd be my 1st.
So, with it being your first, what was your experience? Because you were working on a stall doing makeup, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. But then I went on an extra really long break to have a look around.
I do not blame you.
It was actually really good. I really liked it.
Liverpool Comic Con's been one of my main stuff to reveal costumes at. But yourself, you've been to multiple others. Which have you been to?
I've went to mainly the Liverpool Comic Con, but I've also went to Chester and another one called SunnyCon.
Chester was a really good Comic Con. I haven't been to SunnyCon, but was this Chester Racecourse?
Yeah.
I was there. They had Spencer Wilden's daughter in the. Spencer Wilden's there. His daughter was in a fish tank as a mermaid for fundraising for charity. So, what was your experience interacting with guests?
It was really fun. Like, everyone's mostly nice, so.
And yourself?
Yeah, everyone was nice. They were really like friendly and stuff like that. It was, you know.
Did you meet any celebs?
Yeah, I met the cast of. What was it called? In Between Us? Yeah, In Between
Oh,
Us.
sick. That's so cool. So, have you cosplayed before?
Too many times.
Oh, you gotta tell me now. What have you done?
Oh god. Okay, first Comic Con, I went as video game character from Undertale
Love it.
called Charlotte. Most recent cosplay is a character from Gravity Falls called Bill Cipher.
Oh, that's cool.
Most recent cosplay I'm making right now from most popular game right now, Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm being 2 characters in one.
Okay, we love a bit of merging.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting trying to make, but I'm in the making of it.
That's absolutely amazing. Well, thank you so much for, agreeing to interview you, and I can't wait to see your costumes when you get that eventually. So thank you so much.
Thanks again, Paisley and Sophie. Really appreciate your input here. And thank you so much for helping me out with this documentary and stepping in when your tutor was busy. So thank you so much again. Next on the list is my my boss. This is my best friend and absolute role model, Liard John Griffis. I've known him for years. He actually got me into cosplay majorly over the times, and he's really stuck his head out for me and been there as a rock and a best friend. So he is my boss at Still Promoting. He is a promoter, a cosplayer, and an overall legendary guy. He is he taught me everything I knew about networking, and he's still teaching me quite a lot. So John, here you go. Here's your part in the big documentary that Ben is putting together. So here you go, everybody. This is John Griffis, my bestie, my boss, the absolute legend, the connector. I'm going to stop giving him titles now. Here you go.
So we're here with John Griffis of Still Promoting and Fifth Element Paranormal Research. So John, you've done a lot with the cosplay community in the past, interaction, doing coverage as press. So how do you feel the convention community is right now in the state that it is?
I don't necessarily think it's a state. I think there's a massive confusion from what we've had to go through with COVID. And I would say, really, people are sort of like in that state of, do we return? Don't we return? Some people are still anxious, some people are still happy. It's caused, I think, a lot of anxieties and splits as well. So whereas groups were together and comfortable, they've now found their own destiny or their own journey, and they've gone on their own separate ways. Some of that seems to be positive and some of that seems to be negative. Venues have been lost, which has been a big thing for a lot of Comic-Con and cosplay organisations, due to them being used as vaccine centres and so on. And slowly but surely it's starting to come back, and as an organisation start to filter through. So it's all thumbs up, and hopefully good news and things are coming back.
Great. So you were formerly press. How did you find being behind the camera was in comparison to the fact that you've now just recently started getting in costume? What was the comparison between the two?
I still prefer being behind the camera. I still prefer sort of like doing interviews. I'm not one to shy away from the camera, so that doesn't bother me. Not quite as comfortable in costume, although I do enjoy being in costume, as long as the costume looks good. I prefer to be in a costume where I can kind of hide away a little bit, I suppose, but I like my costume to look right, and I like it to fit. So I can be a bit of a nuisance sometimes, and that'll prevent me from doing what I want to do, because I'm so detailed about it.
Perfect. So is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, as per usual, we network all the time. Yeah, so if you've got anything that needs to be plugged, that's what Still Promoting is about. We like to give that chance to the community centres, to give them an opportunity to get monies back that they've lost through the COVID. Anything like any fundraising for any charities like cancer, British Heart Foundation, anything like that. Mostly though, preferably smaller charities that don't quite get those monies through and don't quite hit them same bonuses. Again, if there's anything that you need promoting, give us a shout, get on there, we'll help you promote it. If there's any media things that you need covering, we have internships that follow us around and help us, that we give opportunities to, and they go out and cover it for us, gaining that experience and also giving us that exposure and themselves that portfolio.
Great. Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you, and we'll see you soon.
You're very welcome, and thank you.
Thank you so much, John, for stepping in and helping out there. His little ditty about that one then is I actually went over to his a couple hours ago to record some audio music using his drum set for one of my projects right now, which I will be plugging at the end of this video. So thank you so much, John. It's an absolute pleasure being your friend and working with you, and I really have high hopes for our future. Now, with that aside, all the soppiness, here's some more soppiness. Our next guest, I have said at the beginning, he is a massive person in my heart due to how much he helps people, the movies he's been in, and of course how much of a laugh he is. The first time I met Spencer, it was For the Love of Sci-Fi, where he helped me and my mate Callum, which I'll put up before his whole intro thing. He helped me meet my idol growing up, Darth Maul, Ray Park. So he's recording the video while Ray Park's got my lightsaber, and you can see the joy in my eyes as he's playing it. He's doing all the tricks and all the moves from the movies with my lightsaber, which I am never getting rid of. And I'm never getting rid of that memory. So Spencer, I've told you this once and I'll tell you this again. Thank you so much.
Are you recording? Nice. Ooh. Oh, here we go. He's working it. Oh, here we go. He's going. Yes. It's like putting candy in a kid's hand and not asking not to eat it.
Thank you so much. We actually met before that, and I tried to speak to you, but I got so nervous that I walked away with my tail between my legs. But again, thank you so much, and thank you so much for this interview, because it really helped me out, and it's been the highlight of my career so far. So without any more wait, here is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Spencer Wilden.
Let me just take this shit off here.
Go
Are you
for it.
recording? Keep
Yeah.
recording.
Going for it.
Going back to P's and Q's. Let me just take this shit off here. Sorry, college kids.
Oh no, yeah.
Terrible. Right, wait.
Right, so
Right, wait there. Make it nice and
Go
tidy.
ahead, nice and tidy.
There you go.
Right,
Here we go.
cool. Right, thank you so much for agreeing to let me interview him. So, the questions. First of all, I'm a massive fan of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
Hitchhiker's Guy.
okay, this guy.
Yeah, Rogue One. I did my thesis to get into college on the trailer of Rogue One, which you in.
Yeah.
So the questions are
I
basically.
thought you said then I had to read my theses.
No.
I've heard about reading tea leaves,
Oh,
not theses.
Well, I did a thesis to get into submission to college, and I did it on the Rogue One trailer, which I noticed. So my questions are basically, the first one is, what's your favourite fan interaction with people in costumes? A time that's really stood out to you?
I've seen some amazing cosplays from the small shows and then the huge shows, in America especially. But it's some amazing costumes in the UK. And some people, they'll work on their cosplay for costumes for a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
And it's so dedicated. But I remember one that really blew my head off right at the beginning when I first started doing Comic Cons, and that was in Philadelphia, Monster Mania. I turned round and heard his voice going, "Hello." And I looked down, and his little one, and she was dressed as the Wolfman.
That's so cool.
And it was just a mini version of the Wolfman, looked like he just walked off set. And I thought, that's amazing. And she glued it to her face, and she stayed in it for 3 days. and like the skin has been falling off. But I just hope it wasn't real, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it's incredible. Some of these cosplays are unbelievable, and I buzz off meeting them. I get the same buzz of the cosplayers meeting me, especially when they're cosplaying my characters, as me meeting them. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Honestly, like I've seen some really good cosplays myself. Like I do a lot of it as well, but definitely the cosplay community now is really ramping it up.
Yeah.
Because everybody's being locked down, COVID, and just like, oh, let's get this done in the meantime.
Yeah.
But there's been really good costumes out there. Leading on, second that, so you've been to Comic Cons in America?
All over the world.
So is it different to like different types of cosplayers, or is it all unique around?
You know, it's like you might get a small one. You know, it's just the size. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a MegaCon where it's 750,000 people there. In like 4 days, 3 or 4 days. You know, and then you do a little small one, just a little summer somewhere. You know what I mean? And because I like to go to the small ones, because a lot of people out there they got the dough to go to the bigger ones.
Yeah.
So I like to visit the little towns so you can, you know, put it back on.
You really get a kick from supporting the little guy.
Yeah.
Like Martin's event here at Runcorn Shopping City. It's quite nice. It's always a good venue that you feel like so welcome and whole when you got other people like cosplayers like
being around
Kev
Martain
going around and
being around Martain shows you years.
It's great. I love it.
So you should do the Halifax shopping mall there. You know, it's always nice to see everybody. It's always around about Christmas time. She was getting that festive feeling.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, have you got anything to plug going on?
I'd love to plug the films I've got going on.
Oh yeah,
naturally. I'd get thrown out easy. So I've got several films on the go.
Well,
which is pretty cool. But just can't plug them when the grown-ups allow me to. Then I'll plug them when I'm allowed to.
Well, Spencer's at Comic Cons all the time. He's got his lovely displays that he signs. You get your photo. Such a lovely guy to meet.
Yeah. What's your college called?
My college is Hugh Baird College.
Hugh Baird College. Listen, use the force. Yeah. Good luck to every one of you. And when the quiet times come like this and we're stuck in, just keep your head busy. You know what I mean? And then you'll be all good when they open the gate up again. May the force be with you.
I'm looking back at the video and it's making me all emotional. I can't thank you enough for how much that meant to me, how much every time I met you it's meant to me. And I don't even know if I can follow up from this. I think I should just leave it at that and call it a day. But honestly, thank you so much. With that said, and with that train, the roller coaster of emotions for me, but the plug train does not stop going. Choo choo choo. I've got some more plugs to go. If you have noticed, there's been a Twi'lek in the video. Now, this is one of my characters in Star Wars: The Republic, which I won a animation of in a competition by the amazingly wonderful Dragic. She is an absolute inspiration. She's an amazing artist and a great friend. Responded to all my posts and just being there as a good, like, solid support for me to talk to when she could just tell me to, go away. No, she's really appreciated. And Dragic, thank you so much, and thank you for letting me put the animated GIF in as my filler. So go give Dragic a high five over the internet. Don't know how you can manage that, but I'll give you a sticker if you do. And just go check out her artwork. She's open for commissions. This is going to be a double-edged blade, Dragic. I'm sorry if you get tons of commissions from this. I doubt it. I doubt I'll reach that far, but Dragic is really great, really affordable, and puts a lot of commitment into their art. So thank you, Dragic. I have to now close off this whole documentary. So thank you guys for watching this. I know it's been quite a long one. This is part one of how many parts I make it. I might make this a whole series. This might be the intro, but I've really enjoyed looking back on this, and I've really enjoyed making this. So I'm gonna make more. I've added in my plan to make more. So if you want to get interviewed, if you're a cosplayer, if you're an event organizer, a trader, get in contact with me through Instagram or Facebook or Messenger if you got me on a friends list. I really appreciate the opportunity to interview you, because at the end of the day, I want to get as many people's inputs as we can, despite who they are, what kind of reputation they've got behind them. I don't care. I just want to hear about what you like about costumes and what you find about the cosplay community, because my platform, what I'm doing with this, is a platform of equality. So I really do appreciate it. And this is my form of journalism, and this is your content for you to enjoy. Speaking of content, I have a project coming up which should be releasing alongside this video, if not a day later. But that is the Darmander concept trailer. Now, I thought I'd do a Mandalorian trailer for my trailer project. And what I've done is I've put together, as you can see on screen right now, a little short trailer towards what it could be if I had enough time to put time and effort and make it better. It's not my best side of editing. I've only just started working on CGI, Blender, and After Effects. So I am proud of what I've done, but I know I can do better, and I know I will. But that casting call for the Star Wars project will be going out eventually. Instead, first, I'm going to focus on a Destiny project, which is your grand announcement here. I am doing a Destiny fan film next year, and it should be really good, and that's what I'm going to do to edit myself up and learn those skills. I've also started an internship as of this time of this recording with Liverpool Live TV, and I'm happy to announce that I am now working with them. So good things should be coming, especially on the channel. I am absolutely excited. I will leave a link to them in the description. Jay is such an amazing guy, and I'm really happy to work for him. But thank you so much, guys. Go check the descriptions, go give a donation, and just a reward for getting so far into my video, I'm going to give you something exclusive right here. This is me dancing on stage while a little bit tipsy at Liverpool After Party to Crazy Frog. Thank you so much, please enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.